We're with Megan Hodgdon, one of the seniors on the Eastern Connecticut softball team, one of 6 seniors on the team. Warriors getting ready for their trip to Florida, which will start on March 15th. Meg, you guys have been practicing for about a month now, and you've had some good weather. You've been able to get outside and do some scrimmages. How has preseason gone so far?
Preseason has been really well. We actually went outside, I think, 5 times now,
Wow.
which is, in the years past, we've been on the turf once, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And our first scrimmage against Wesleyan, we were able to go outside on the Wesleyan turf.
Although it was cold out, I think, that day, wasn't it? Or
Yeah.
windy?
It was a little windy, but it was a lot better than indoor,
Sure.
I think. But no, we've been doing really well. We've been focusing on our defense aspect and our offense, and I think the Wesleyan scrimmage showed us what we needed to work on as far as hitting and a little defense. So I think we're doing really well right now.
You guys, it has to be a different attitude this year. Last year, going into last year's preseason, the team was coming off a couple of sub-500 seasons. Now, this year, you're coming off a trip to the World Series after winning the Little East, winning the regional, winning the Super Regional. Is the mindset different? Do you see a higher level of confidence this year?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I think anybody would have that confidence after last season. But we do have the same mentality, I think, as last year. It's that added pressure of wanting to go back, of course, but we do have the same mindset of day to day. We're going to take one game at a time, one practice at a time, and I think that's the same pretty much.
Well, what we talked about a little bit off camera is the fact that a lot of times the team that goes to the World Series, they have a very large nucleus of seniors, 6, 7 key players,
Right.
who then graduate, and you're sort of rebuilding. But that is not the case here, correct?
Correct. Yeah, we have 6 seniors this year, which were juniors last year.
Mm-hmm.
And we only had 3 seniors last year, which they helped us tremendously.
Absolutely.
But I think having those 6 returners, seniors, and even the juniors and sophomores we had last year were a huge impact. I think having that experienced team now is going to take us to a really well season this year.
Well, I think what we talked about, and it's pretty common knowledge, that probably the biggest factor last year was the great chemistry on the team, because you brought in 2 or 3 freshmen that turned out to be starters, and sometimes that can rub upperclassmen the wrong way. But do you agree that chemistry is what really carried you through all those postseason games?
Yeah, 100%. I think last year we really clicked as a team, and we were able to come together and respect one another and our abilities, and we genuinely cared about each other. But yeah, as you said, the freshmen, I know Julia Sangiovanni came in, and she did really well, but she never was, I'm here and I'm going to start.
Oh.
She was always, I'm here, I want to learn from you guys, and I'm going to be my best for you guys. So it was never, we never looked at that as, oh, who is this girl?
Mm-hmm.
It was more of, she's going to help us a lot. And same with Brooke Matazowski.
And you guys have an All-American pitcher in Morgan Bolduc, who will be a junior this year. In softball, can a team be really good in softball without a legitimate pitcher and without a legitimate catcher? Aren't those really the key areas to be a successful team?
Oh, 100%. I think that is a key battery. I think every team does need that to be long-run success. We were lucky enough last year to have a very good offense and a very good defense. We were almost errorless, or very little errors last year.
Absolutely, especially in postseason.
Yeah, so the defense definitely helped her out a lot. But yeah, to have a pitcher that moves the ball and can throw it 60, 63, that's huge.
How difficult has it been to catch her? Because she has that combination of speed and movement on the ball. You spend a lot of time blocking pitches.
Yeah, hopefully.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. You're dirty. At the end of the game, you must be exhausted.
Yeah. But like I said, we have that chemistry, and the pitchers and catchers spend a lot of time together, and we get to know everyone individually. So you kind of know when they're having an off day or what pitch isn't working that day. So me and Morgan had a lot of time to spend with each other, and just knowing how she pitches and if she's off that day and what to call. And yeah, she works really well with me, so I think it works well.
And we talked about this, a big key was getting off to a great start in Florida, 7-3.
Yep.
And then end of the year, you end up getting swept by Plymouth. What was the mindset? You go into the Little East tournament, you don't give up a run, and you just completely, roll right through that tournament. After you lost to Plymouth, was there any kind of meeting or anything and that said, hey, we're a better team than this, we got to get our act together? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. I think after the Plymouth game, I don't know why Plymouth is cursed to us, but Plymouth is
Up there,
cursed.
yeah.
Up there. It's very cursed. So after that game, I think Coach sat down and she was like, do you guys really want this? Because if you want to play like this, then we're going to settle for this. And I think that clicked with a lot of us, and we were like, we actually want to do something this year. We want to make it big. So we went to the LEC tournament, and that's when we started that thinking of it doesn't matter who we play. It could be the best team, could be the worst. We're just going to play our game and play it smart, and which is what we did.
It wasn't even a competition,
No,
right?
no.
I mean, then so you win that, and that gets you into the NCAA tournament, and then you go up to Tufts, which is a very, very good team, very good program up there.
Oh, yeah.
And I told you beforehand, it seemed like when you guys were playing them in the regional, you would not be denied. But looking at their faces, they looked like they were overwhelmed, and after a little while, they didn't seem like they even really wanted to be there. Did you sort of demoralize them?
I guess in a sense, yeah, we did. Again, we showed up and we played Eastern softball, and a lot of people underestimated that last year. And I think that helped us tremendously because I think a lot of teams showed up and they were like, well, we're playing this low seed team, and we're just going to play and win. And whereas we were coming in and we were saying, we don't care who we play, we're going to win. And that's how we beat Tufts.
And I don't think it was on anyone's mind really that you guys might host Super Regional. And talk about how that all worked out in terms of you guys getting to host Rowan in the Super Regional. How did it end up that Eastern was the host?
Well, Rowan didn't put in a bid to host, and we didn't even know that until we beat Tufts. So we didn't even know that we were going to make it there. So we were just playing
Yeah.
a Tufts game,
Yeah.
and after that game, we got on the bus, and Coach goes, Rowan didn't put in a bid to host. And that's when it clicked for us. And so we all pulled out our phones, we started watching the game, and it went into like 19 innings, I think. And so we came home, we were doing laundry, we were all together watching it on our laptop. And the more the game played out, the more
Yep.
we were like, we want to host, we want to be here, and we want to do it on the Clyde field, we want to do it here. And so as the game went on, we started kind of picking up for Rowan. We wanted Rowan to win, so we would play him here.
Well, you guys proved yourself to be a great road team. You did well in the World Series. You won the Little East on the road. You won the Tufts Regional on the road. But what is it about playing at home? I mean, that's a special feeling.
Yeah, it's everything. And to give our seniors one more time to play, because usually you have that your senior day and that's your last day. So to be able to come back for the seniors and to have them have one more game on the field, it was tremendous. And have everybody come out, that was awesome.
When you got to that point with Rowan, was it sort of a thing in the back of your mind and for the team saying, we've come this far, there's no way at home we're going to lose, even though Rowan's a good team?
Yeah, and as soon as we knew we were going to host, we were automatically, obviously we took it game by game, and we had that respect for Rowan, but we were like, there's no way we're going to lose on this field. So yeah, we did take it that way.
And then you get to the World Series, hadn't been there in a few years.
Yep.
You're matched up against the #1 seed, which I don't know how accurate seeds are in a postseason tournament, but you played the #1 seed and you beat them, and you were technically the 8th seed out of 8 teams. So was it, when you got to that point and you won that game, did you guys look around and go, why can't we win this?
Yeah, we came into that game thinking we're the 8th seed, we're the underdog, so we might as well just win. So we played our game like usual, and it worked out for us. And after that game, we were like, we could do this, we could win it all. And I think that was our mentality.
And with a break or two, you might have.
Yeah, I think so too.
So what's the goal for this year coming up? It's tough to do a repeat on that. You've had so much success, but you have a lot of people back. But is this kind of thing like, we got this thing rolling now and let's just keep going?
Yeah, we definitely came in this season with confidence, and we do think it's going to be a successful season. But we do take that same mentality of last year, of the day-by-day mentality. But yeah, there's that added confidence and that little added pressure that we have. I think everyone in the LEC now wants to beat us or have a good game against us, and we're expecting that. We want that. And I think that lifted the LEC, just us going there lifted the LEC a lot more.
I think it usually does. When
Yeah.
one team is that good, the other team have to try and respond.
Yeah.
And the last question, Megan, and we didn't talk about this a minute or two ago, but how important the Clyde Washburn thing, the founder of this program, who passed away and the field was renamed in his honor, how much did that provide added incentive for last year?
Oh, that was huge. And a lot of the returners actually met with Clyde multiple times, and he spoke with us. And just knowing him and his legacy and how he started it, and then him passing, we were able to name the field after him of fall of last year. And I think when we went into that season, we just had Clyde in the back of our head constantly, and we wanted to have that season for him. And I don't think that will ever leave now. I really don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a big part of it, and I think that's very underestimated and people don't think about it. But
Yeah.
I think he was a huge part of it last year.
Even though you guys didn't know him that well, you could sort of, you have a short conversation with him and you can feel that like magnetism or that special kind of person, right?
Yeah, he was awesome to be around, and he really knew what he was talking about, and you wanted to play for him. And I wasn't even coached by him, but I felt like I was in a sense, and through Pep, Diana Pepin, you can just feel it. You can feel him.
So Eastern Connecticut softball opening a 2020 season on March 15th. They're going to play 10 games in 5 days in Florida, and they will open up their home season on, weather permitting, on March 28th, hosting the University of Southern Maine in a Little East Conference doubleheader. Meg, thanks for being here. Good luck this year.
Thanks, Bullet.